Welcome to the most exciting coin discovery of your life. Today we're diving into the mysterious and ultra-rare bicentennial coins. An ordinary-looking coin with the power to make you a millionaire overnight. If you've got this hidden gem in your pocket, your entire future could change in an instant. Let's unlock the secrets behind this legendary piece of treasure. The story of a 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar begins not just with metal and mint records, but with an ambition to redefine everyday money in the United States. When the United States Mint introduced the Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979, it marked the first time a small unit U.S. coin honored a real woman, an ardent suffragist, reformer, and tireless believer in equal rights. Before 1979, American coinage had featured presidents, founding fathers, and iconic figures of myth, but never a woman whose life was devoted to social justice. The transition from the Eisenhower dollar to the smaller, more practical Anthony dollar was also part of a broader push toward decimalization efficiency, ushering in a new era where the dollar coin could more seamlessly complement paper notes in transactions. From a historical perspective, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar represents an early attempt at modernizing the monetary experience. Minted in Philadelphia, denoted by the P Mint mark, this coin was part of the first decimal generation that sought to make dollar coins more commonplace in everyday commerce. At the time, the Treasury hoped this smaller dollar would circulate widely, supplanting the cumbersome dollar bills. While everyday usage fell short of expectations, the coin's arrival signaled a shift in minting philosophy and opened the door for subsequent dollar coin series. Importantly, these coins are not merely currency. They are artifacts of economic experimentation and cultural shift. Although most 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollars were struck in immense numbers and many remained in circulation, there are certain specimens that have become coveted treasures. In particular, coins that survive decades of wear with unique surface characteristics, described by collectors as very dirty or heavily circulated, can attract attention when tied to specific rarities or error attributes. While a typical worn 1979 P dollar might be worth just a bit above face value, rare versions or pieces that exhibit exceptional eye appeal, original surfaces, or validation from respected grading authorities can command extraordinary prices. Contemporary market trends have seen some high-end certified examples fetch values well into the four-figure range, and in exceptional cases, even higher. The Susan B. Anthony dollar's composition is an integral part of its story. Struck primarily in a copper-nickel-clad composition with a core of pure copper, this alloy choice was intended to balance durability and cost. The resultant appearance gave the coin a bright, silvery look that was new to dollar coins of the time. This base metal composition, while not intrinsically valuable in melt value, holds numismatic significance because it reflects the broader economic calculations of the late 20th century mint. For collectors, understanding the composition helps explain why these coins behaved as they did in circulation, how they aged, how they wore, and how those factors influence market value today. When we talk about market value, the figures often cited for standout 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollars are remarkable. Typical circulated pieces might trade at modest premiums, but coins with exceptional qualities, especially ones that have been certified by grading services such as PCGS or NGC, can range from roughly $1,000 to $9,000 or more, depending on specific traits, eye appeal, and certification grade. These values are driven by a blend of scarcity in high grades, historical interest, and collector enthusiasm. It is essential to emphasize that values increase dramatically with condition and certification. The very dirty, heavily worn examples may not themselves be the rarest, but they become part of the narrative when tied to documented pedigrees or verified unique features. For collectors looking to enter this fascinating niche, there are several important considerations. The first is condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70, and even within circulated grades, distinctions such as fine, F, very fine, VF, and extremely fine, EF/XF, can greatly influence value. Second is certification. Submitting coins to recognized third-party grading services provides assurance of authenticity, grade, and market credibility, an essential step for serious investment. Third, understanding grading standards and how wear, luster, strike quality, and surface preservation impact grades will empower collectors to make informed purchases. Finally, becoming involved in numismatic communities, whether online forums, local coin clubs, or national organizations like the American Numismatic Association, connects enthusiasts with shared expertise and marketplace insights. Beyond mere numbers, the Susan B. Anthony dollar holds profound cultural symbolism. It represents a milestone in American numismatic history, the first circulation coin to honor a woman whose influence extended far beyond economics and into the heart of the nation's moral evolution. This symbolism resonates with collectors and cultural historians alike, giving the coin appeal that transcends borders and time. In recent years, interest from international collectors has grown as numismatists around the world seek pieces that encapsulate the intersection of economic history and social progress. Looking to the future, the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar's legacy is still being written. As interest in historical U.S. coinage continues to strengthen, many collectors view this coin not just as an artifact, but as an investment in cultural heritage. Long-term value appreciation is supported by shrinking supplies of high-grade examples, increasing demand from both seasoned and new collectors, and a growing appreciation for the stories behind the metal. Whether you are drawn by the coin's place in history, its market potential, or its role as a piece of everyday life from a bygone era, the Susan B. Anthony dollar remains a fascinating and rewarding subject for numismatic exploration. In your hand, you're holding a 1980 P. Susan B. Anthony $1, but not just any ordinary circulation coin. This one is so worn and dirty that at first glance it looks like leftover pocket change, forgotten and neglected. Yet numismatically, it could be one of the most valuable Susan B. Anthony dollars out there. Today we're diving deep into why this seemingly humble coin has captured the attention of serious collectors and even investors. We'll explore its historical roots, what makes this particular 1980p such a standout, and why even a very dirty example might be worth holding on to. The Susan B. Anthony dollar holds a distinct place in American coinage history. When it was first released in 1979, it was the first small-sized dollar coin in the United States and marked a departure from the large silver dollars of the past. Named after the pioneering women's rights activist Susan B. Anthony, the coin was intended to be a practical alternative to the dollar bill, more durable and efficient for everyday transactions. Though initially met with lukewarm public reception due to its similarity in size to a quarter, its historical significance as a symbol of women's suffrage and progress cannot be overstated. By 1980, the Denver, D, Philadelphia, P, and San Francisco, S, mints were producing these coins, making each mint mark and year combination a point of interest to collectors. Now let's zoom in on the 1980 Philadelphia mint mark, the P. Susan B. Anthony dollar. While many of these coins were produced and circulated, finding one in pristine condition is extremely rare. Even more intriguing is the fact that dirty, low-grade examples, the ones you'd never think twice about, can sometimes be far more valuable than you might assume. This is because the survival rate of top-quality 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollars is surprisingly low. Over time, many were lost, spent, or deteriorated. Collectors today clamor for the few that remain in collectible condition. Even though most coins surface in wide-ranging degrees of wear and grime, the 1980p in very dirty or very low-grade condition can still be of interest, especially if there are signs it may be significantly better underneath the surface filth. These coins are composed of a copper-nickel clad, which gives them a slightly different metal feel and aging pattern than pure copper. While this composition wasn't intended to make them rare, it means that detecting original surfaces beneath toning, dirt, and scratching can be a treasure hunt and a source of excitement for both novice and advanced collectors. When talking value, prices can range dramatically. Most Susan B. Anthony dollars in heavily worn and dirty condition may trade for just a couple of dollars, reflecting their original face value. But rare mint errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or coins that clean up to reveal better underlying quality can fetch from the low thousands into the mid-range five figures at auction. For the 1980 piece specifically, a coin with exceptional eye appeal, even if dirty, might garner offers in the ballpark of $1,000 to $9,000 or more, depending on the specifics and the level of interest among bidders. The key takeaway is that condition and rarity drive collector demand, even when the coin appears dirty on the surface. So what does this mean for you as a collector or potential investor? First, never judge a coin solely by its outward appearance. Surface grime may hide underlying luster or uncirculated details. Always consider having valuable finds professionally evaluated and graded by respected third-party services like PCGS or NGC. Certification not only confirms authenticity, but can dramatically increase market value. Additionally, learning grading standards from poor and good to extremely fine about uncirculated and mint state helps you distinguish a common find from a potential treasure. Joining numismatic communities, forums, and local coin clubs connects you with experienced collectors who can offer guidance and may help you spot rare characteristics you might otherwise miss. In the broader context of numismatic history, the Susan B. Anthony dollar represents more than just monetary value. Its release reflected an era when a U.S. mint was innovating coinage and testing public acceptance of new denominations. For collectors worldwide, it's a tangible link to the culture of the late 20th century, to women's achievements, and to the evolving landscape of currency. The international appeal for American coins, especially those tied to iconic figures like Susan B. Anthony, continues to grow, drawing interest from enthusiasts in Europe, Asia, and beyond. Ultimately, the value of the 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar transcends its metal and mint mark. It embodies historical narrative, cultural symbolism, and the curious alchemy by which a dirty old coin can become a sought-after artifact. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting your collection, paying attention to condition, certification, and community insights can unlock hidden potential in coins you might otherwise overlook. And years from now, these humble dollars, once dismissed as pocket clutter, may well be prized treasures that tell stories of history, perseverance, and lasting value.